on the receiving end.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear that you've done the boot camp. That is just too cool.
Well, I did some of your sessions on Mania. At Mania, I did a couple of your sessions, and I just, kept quiet in the corner. But I was over there like feverishly taking notes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're making me so happy. Okay, we are live, and I'm just sitting here jabbering away. Hey guys, say hello as you come in. Let me play my little theme music here. And Connie and I are going to do a little chair dancing.
Oh, awesome.
That's right.
You
didn't know you got to dance, did you?
I did not know, but I am capable.
Let's do it. Can you hear it?
Got it.
I had a little move planned for the day, and I forgot what it was. It was
like... Okay, that's way more sexy than me.
That was not it at all.
Hands up.
I love that song. So Denise and Bessie from Muscle Mixes gifted that song to me. That's a royalty free, and it's the theme song for the Fit Pro show. And it's so appropriate because it's called Rise Up.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what we have to do this year. Am I right?
I agree.
So you guys come in, say hello as you come in, give us a little hello, and let me give you the little intro for the show, and we will get started talking to Connie. So welcome to the Fit Pro show. This is the show that I created for the Fit Pro to connect you to ideas, information, and to each other. And this month we are doing a full takeover from SCW, which means I've got all of the best people coming on to say hello. We're doing a little couple of questions to get to know all the fitness presenters and faculty and staff a little better. And today, and that culminates, let me back up for a second. That culminates on November 6th with the beginning of Livestream Mania, and you can register for that at scwfit.com. And I have got Aqua Educator extraordinaire with me today, Connie Warasila. How are you, Connie?
I am good. Sarah gave me my formal title as Aqua Goddess. I love that one.
I love that one. That's perfect.
So wonderful to be with you today.
I think we need to decorate your office in mermaids now.
Well, here we go.
Oh, is that a mermaid?
That's me on a North Carolina beach with my mermaid tail on. My best friend is my photographer. She did that one. And then this sign over here says, kind of pissed about not being a mermaid.
Oh my gosh, those are amazing.
I love mermaid things. I love everything water. And it has become such a pleasure to kind of grow up in this industry, loving water. I loved water as a kid, and then swam through high school. And when I was still swimming in college, but not competitively. And when I discovered that people were exercising and doing it in the water, I thought, oh, my mind is blown. This is like the perfect combination. So I became a junkie right away.
That's amazing. So that's how you got started with water fitness.
Yeah, I was already teaching group fitness for years. I mean, when IDEA was born and ACE was born, that's when I was teaching. I mean, I was like an 80s exercise baby, and I loved it. I grew up dancing. And once I got out of college, I realized I needed a gym, and I couldn't afford it. So I thought, well, I'll just work there. Of course, right? So I went, and they said, well, could you teach a class tonight as, your audition? And I said, sure. And so I went home, and I got my clothes and my music, and I kind of put together my plan, and I went and I taught. There was a tiny little stage with carpet on it, Oh, it was crazy. And I taught, and they said, okay, you're hired. And then they asked me for my driver's license. And I'm like, what do you need that for? And the girl said, so you can get paid. And I said, you're going to pay me? And I have been a teacher ever since then. It was part-time until 1993 when I went full-time. And ever since then, I've been a full-time worker in fitness.
That's amazing. Okay, so first of all, I love your origin story because that's very near and dear to my own heart. I've worked my way through college, and one of the reasons I became an instructor was because it was the highest paying job you could get without being a nude model for the art classes, right?
Right.
And I was way too self-conscious for that. So, but I loved your honesty. You were like, I needed a gym and I wasn't going to pay for it. So how do I get to go for free? And I didn't even realize that they were going to pay me on top of that. So that was awesome. But then also to be able to work full-time in fitness since 1993 is such a rarity.
Yeah.
You just don't find that many people who have been able to make it work. So that is really admirable.
I have been very fortunate to have found SCW. My husband and I moved to Chicago, and lo and behold, I needed CECs. So I went to Midwest Mania, and it was a wonderful experience. And I just loved it. I loved everything. I was so overwhelmed. I don't think I spoke a word the entire weekend. I was silent. I just absorbed it all in. And then after that, I did a specialty certification, the pre and postnatal exercise, Moms in Motion. And I loved that. And then the next year, a friend of mine was working with SCW, and she said, hey, I know you resigned from your big corporate job. Would you consider applying for this job? And I said, with SCW and fitness? Yeah, I'll look at it. So I went and I did an interview with Sarah Cooperman for the volunteer coordinator for SCW, which was Sarah's city workout at the time.
Yes.
And she said, can you start tomorrow? And I said, no, I can start next Monday. And by that time, I kind of knew what I wanted. And I was very vocal about saying, I want to work Monday through Thursday. I need to work 10 to 4. And she said, do you think you can do this job in those hours? And I said, I will figure it out, or I'll work more. We'll work through it. So it really, my position there morphed over time. And I just had a blast. I was working full-time in fitness and teaching on top of that. And later, years down the road, had the opportunity to share some of my water programming because Sarah asked me to sub a class for her. And when she got back, her students were like, oh my gosh, we really enjoyed class last week. And Sarah came back to the office and she said, what did you do to my class? And so we went to Starbucks and I showed her in Starbucks what we were doing. And she questioned a lot of my moves and my philosophy in water. And I explained myself. And she said, you need to write this down in a workshop. People don't know this. I did not know this. People need to know this. So I said, I can write it down, but how about you present it? I don't, not me. And she said, we'll do it together. So she really mentored me. I'm just filled with gratitude for her taking me under her wing and really showing me what it took to educate people, to stand up and present in front of people. Even though I have a music performance degree, standing up and presenting music is different than standing up and presenting another type of education, like fitness. So she really brought me along.
I love that. I can see how you and her would get along really well because you said you knew what you wanted, and she's definitely a woman who knows what she wants. And so I'm sure she saw that in you and really respected that.
I hope. We're still friends after
you're still together.
27 years. I mean, that's longer than a lot of marriages last. So that's a pretty good relationship.
Amazing. So, so you told us about your start in the industry and about your start with presenting. Both of them kind of backed in there. You kind of backed into those positions, but you were born to do them. Glad we're doing them. What is your favorite thing about your career?
I think probably, I go back to why I even wanted to work full-time in fitness. And when I really started asking myself, how do I want to spend my life? How do I want to spend my time? And I said, what's really important is to leave some kind of imprint, a positive imprint somewhere with my life. And for me, that was through fitness. And if I can help one person find an activity that they enjoy, or they find positive movement from something we've done together, then I've made a positive imprint on that person. So I would say that's my favorite part of fitness, is when somebody says, I noticed this, or I did this, or let me show you these jeans, and they're wearing them. Or they say, I want to show you pictures from my Grand Canyon trip.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do this because we trained every single week.
Oh,
And so I think that's what I really enjoy. The day-to-day can get really grinding, especially when you're tired and you're like, I don't want to put on my cap and teach outside today. But you do it. And it's because it's for those moments where you realize that you've had a positive imprint somewhere. So I would have to say that's my favorite part.
I love it. I love it. And it's so true. We are not getting rich doing it. We all know that. So,
well, I am trying. I'm not stopping.
We're all teaching online and growing our following, right? So we're getting there.
I think I'm frozen.
You are frozen. I can still hear you though.
Well, that's good. At least I'm smiling.
Yes. I've had some moments where I'm frozen like this.
Well, I'm hoping I unfreeze soon.
You will.
Let me double check. I'm going to double check that I'm on the correct network here at the house.
Oh, yeah.
We updated our, I'm on the right one.
Now I'm looking at mine too. So you guys, as you're watching, make sure that you pepper in your questions here. I've got a little bonus question that Connie gave me permission to ask her. Then we'll save that one till the end. So stay on with us, but ask your questions as you're coming in and watching, because I know Connie would love to answer them.
Well, I still am frozen.
You are still frozen.
Should
I take you off the screen for a minute? Well, then we won't be able to hear you if I do that.
Well, I can stop cam and start cam. Maybe that'll help.
Try that. Let me remove it. I'll remove you and bring you back on and see if that helps.
Okay.
So let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, that at least got rid of the weird frozen face. You will come back on when the time is right. We'll keep going. Is that good for you?
Oh, totally fine.
Tell me, what have you been doing during COVID and maybe even before to practice self-care?
Oh, to practice self-care. Great question. I have been meditating a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I already had an active meditation kind of practice, but it became much more important.
Mm-hmm.
I think after about 2 weeks in, it became really important. Also, I did add more yoga back into my routine, because I just found that I was sitting still way too much. So something gentle, but still movement. So I've added more yoga in. And I've added a lot of research about how to incorporate some herbals into my nutrition to up my dopamine, serotonin, my feel-good hormones, so that if I am feeling a little down, I can give myself a little bit boost. So I would say nutrition, meditation, and yoga have been my self-care go-tos.
Okay, I want to hear more about the herbs. Do you have a tip for all of us?
Okay, so my favorite resource is Well Plus Good. Well and Good. They have a website and they put out lots of newsletters. And on their site, there's an herbalist who does a video blog called Plant Based. And my favorite thing right now is her recipe for ginger shots.
Ooh, I love ginger.
I do too. Really love it. And so you can find the recipe on her YouTube channel, but it's so simple. You just take a hand of ginger, peel it a little bit, chop it up, put it in a blender with a quart of water. You blend it up, and then you drain it through cheesecloth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like the nectar of ginger.
Right.
And you can mix it with, anything. You could just do ginger and seltzer, and it's a nice, refreshing drink. You could add, like, she uses elderberry syrup, but I don't particularly care for that, so I add lemon and honey. But you could add it to any blend or concoction that you like. And it gives you that little heat, that spiciness, that heat from the ginger in the back of your throat. Oh, so it's very soothing for your throat, like after teaching. And of course, it's a great antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So that's my favorite right now. That's like the one I'm doing every week.
I'm writing things down because, I like to take some of the things that are said in these interviews and just pepper them out as posts in the group. So I'm definitely going to talk about ginger shots, and I'm definitely going to talk about the herbalist. Plus, you said antioxidant plus, my brain is going. I can't
say anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory.
Oh, great for digestion. Great for digestion.
Yes. That's what I remember. We always have a lot of ginger because when we have our juicer out and we're using it a lot, we are doing a lot of apple carrot ginger. So it's
yum.
Some carrots, some apple. Yeah. And then you stick the ginger through there. And then once you get the juice, you squeeze a lemon in. And it's so good. But when I was pregnant, which was forever ago, but my youngest is going to be 15 in December, I was so sick. And I would walk around with one of those organic ginger beers that have a ton of ginger in them. And I would walk around and just sip on it. It was the only thing that would make me feel better. Okay, I'm going to try repeating you one more time and putting you back in and see if that'll bring your picture up.
Thinking I want to like log off and then log back on.
We're okay. Well, I mean, I would love to be able to see you.
I did my hair.
I know, really.
I don't have good hair most days.
Oh, you know what you could do, Connie, is you could visit the same link from your phone if you've got your phone beside you. And then I can remove this from the screen and bring the phone up.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see what happens.
We are so creative technologically. Look at that. Here we go. Let's see. So that's self-care. I'm also trying to sleep, even though I feel like my sleep has definitely been compromised. Definitely been compromised through this time. Some days I'm really tired, and then other days I get to the end of the day and I feel like, okay, is it already time to sleep? I'm not worn out. I don't know why.
Do you feel like when you meditate more that you sleep better?
I think sometimes it depends on what time of day I meditate. I try to meditate first thing in the morning because if I don't, sometimes I don't get it done because I'm bad like that.
Me too. I have to do all the things that have to get done, which is the workout. And then if there's anything on my to-do list that I know is going to be particularly draining, all of that has to happen first thing in the morning because it just gets away from you.
So I think maybe if I meditated later in the day or, right before bed, that can be very helpful. But sometimes I want to use a guided meditation and I don't want to fall asleep with my earbuds in. So I won't do it at night. I don't know why.
Do you do Joe T on YouTube?
No, but I should look it up.
Oh, okay. That's my secret. I talk with my my virtual studio business accelerators about Joe T all the time. I will go in the middle of the day and I'll put my earbuds in and a lot of them are kind of long, so I have to kind of set an alarm because I don't have like an hour to put into this, but I would just want to do it for 20 minutes. That man starts talking and I have no idea what he says after about 30 seconds. I am gone. I am out. He might be telling me to write a check.
That's wonderful.
But he, and there are different objectives to the meditation. So it's, meditation for reducing anxiety, meditation for understanding your abundance, meditation for working on your self-confidence. And
Right.
I swear it gets in there and it works. I'm all about it. Okay, so as you're looking at your phone.
Says it's allowing me in.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Says I'm entering. Oh, do you see me?
No, I don't see you yet. But
okay, let's see. Close all tabs. No, don't close any tabs. Yes, my mic is working. Yes. Oh, display name. I got to set all this up again.
You got to put your name in.
Okay, got it. Look, I'm learning something new.
Oh, okay. I think we're getting there. Okay, I see you popping up here. And let me add you in. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take this one out. Yay, we're back. Okay, so Connie,
here we are.
Since you're mobile now, show us a close-up of that mermaid picture.
Okay. Does that work? Oh,
yep.
I was going to say, hey, look, Kelly, I'm on the computer again, but it's because I'm holding my phone. So smart. So smart. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this one.
Okay, beautiful.
And I even have my little iPhone holder here. Let's see if I can grab that.
Isn't it crazy how much equipment that we have that we never thought we would have?
Oh, yeah. It blows my mind.
I never thought I would have a set of softbox lights in my house. I never thought I would have this boom mic that I use every single day. Who would have ever thought I would have that? Why would I need that? I was a web developer.
Why would I need that? Exactly. Okay, here we are.
Okay.
It's a little high, but that works.
Yep, it works. Yay. All right. So tell us, what do you think, speaking of all these huge changes, what do you think is the biggest opportunity for fitness professionals and for the fitness industry?
Okay, I've got two.
Oh, I love it.
So the first I want to, this is not going to come as a surprise to you. I think water fitness is one of the biggest growing areas of opportunity that people either haven't taken advantage of or haven't thought about taking advantage of. But in the pandemic, I think the people that rely on water fitness were the most heavily impacted because you didn't have access to a pool. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't do it in your living room. You couldn't do it in your yard. You couldn't do it on your driveway. You needed the pool. Mm-hmm. So back at the club, when we started adding classes back on the schedule and people started teaching, my water class was immediately the first sold out class. Mm-hmm. Not because of there's amazing music and amazing moves and I teach it. And of course we have WATERinMOTION and not that. I really do think it was because people rely so heavily on that environment for that type of exercise. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a great opportunity in water fitness, number one. Number two, I think there's also a huge opportunity for outdoor programming. Mm-hmm. And I never thought I would be an outdoor programming girl. I don't like camping, but I have started a driveway fitness program, and my friends and family and neighbors are invited to come to that, and we exercise in an open space, distanced away from each other, and it has been so hugely popular, and people have needed it so much. Mm-hmm. And once you exercise outside, I think you get bitten by the bug. And you want that fresh air. You want that clean feeling. You want to be in spaces that are, open and expanded. So I would say those are like two areas that I've seen personally that have been really growth areas in this last 6 months.
I
That
really agree
I
with you.
I only think it's going to grow.
Yeah, I really agree with you. I think that what COVID has shown us as the fitness industry is that there are so many populations that were left out of the gym model. People who can't go into the gym, don't want to go into the gym, feel intimidated by the gym, feel weird about the gym, whatever it is. When
Absolutely.
COVID happened, we started going to them. It's like a food truck, and it's like exploded this whole other awareness of fitness, of what you could be doing as your fitness activity and who you could be interacting with and how you could be doing it. So
100%. And I have a really good friend right down the street. She's a physical therapist, and she was doing physical therapy by Zoom. And her daughter was a basketball player and was doing her physical therapy through Zoom. So I went over to talk to them. She had been coming to some of the classes on the driveway. And I asked her, I asked her daughter, tell me about your physical therapy experience on Zoom. And immediately she said, oh, I hate it. I hate it.
really,
So I know how important it is to have in-person, three-dimensional interactions when it comes to movement. And I think that that is also important in fitness just as much as physical therapy. And even though Zoom has opened some doors for us to be able to communicate and be with each other, I really do think it's a good substitute, but it is not the ultimate answer to in-person interaction. So I think people are
everybody's
going
different. It's going to be a lid for every pot kind of situation as well.
exactly.
Beautiful. So, what is one thing that you know now that you did not know was starting out that you wish you would have known?
Wow. Okay, great question. Okay, I got it. I got it. I wish I had known about corrective exercises in 1988. I wish I had known to look for postural misalignments in myself and my clients back then, because I would be so much stronger now. And maybe that's another area of opportunity that I think could just be so important in our industry. Because now that the exercise industry has grown up, I mean, we're like, how old are we now? 40, 30, 40? The industry, not me. Now we see these long-term effects of misalignment in your movement and how dangerous that can be in your body over a long period of time. And
As you're saying that,
so,
I'm kind of going,
mm,
yeah.
yeah,
Fix my posture.
so, things like pronation distortion syndrome, um, or hyperextension of the low back, or I notice in some of my exercisers, like 25% of the people that I work with have this physical, I don't even know how to title it or label it. They have a lack of cross crawl coordination, and they'll have a tendency to step right and reach right at the same time, as opposed to balanced movement. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if they've been working or moving like that for a lifetime, I wonder if that has contributed to other misalignments or
Sure.
maladaptations in their body.
Sure.
And I wish I had known when I was 22 that I pronated. That's the number one thing I wish I had known. And then as a fitness instructor in general, I wish I had been aware of corrective exercises for misalignment, 25 years ago. And I think that that would have been a huge, and the other thing that I wish I'd known right at the beginning was the rate of change, how fast things change in the fitness industry from year to year. You know, the thing that trends changes. What's in now is not going to be in later. What's correct now may not be correct later. Science changes, and our industry grew fast. So I think I wish I had understood how to change and adapt faster when I was younger. You know,
Yeah.
by the time I started working on Water in Motion with Sarah, I had learned that lesson, and she was instrumental in helping me get there. And so, Water in Motion in particular has really kind of kicked me in the butt to help me understand that the only constant is change. We have to be willing to change all the time, all the
Absolutely.
time, every month, every 12 weeks, and never continue to do the same thing for a long period of time and expect it something for yourself, your body, or your clients. So I think the concept of change and being able to adapt faster, I wish I had learned that earlier. I'm still learning it.
Aren't we all? I'm going to read some questions and comments here. First of all, this one's great. So we won't get to see who it is because StreamYard doesn't tell us who it is, but you see that? Love your hair. I thought you'd like that.
Excellent.
Oh, yes. And then fitness tastes are fickle. So true. So true. What you said about corrective exercises, you know what's really cool about that though is that we do have the opportunity now, because we are kind of not bound by geography anymore, and we're able to go out and find an audience online, is that we could, even if we're teaching in person, we can still be someone who specializes in like a certain kind of corrective exercise or a certain kind of injury preventative method. And you could teach a little series to people and sell that and have that as like a side income, an additional revenue. So there are all kinds of ways that
you writing that down
now.
Write that
Am I
down.
writing that down? Yeah. Connie's going to teach one on, what was it? The pronation of
pronation distortion syndrome. I know all about it.
And I will teach one on activating. Have you ever heard this dead butt syndrome? So 20-year step instructor, I've got the dead butt syndrome for sure. And I think it contributed to the, I had a labral tear 2 years ago, and I had to have the labral tear surgery in the left hip.
Yep.
And the recovery from that, first of all, stunk, because the physical therapy is terrible and super boring. And I think somebody should develop a class for people who are recovering from that surgery, so it would be more fun, the physical therapy piece. And it's just hard and long, and you can't put weight on that leg until like 5 weeks, 6 weeks in. But yes, yeah, so I'll do dead butt syndrome.
Excellent. Deal.
All right. So here is our surprise extra question. Most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you while teaching? I'll tell mine if you'll tell yours.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to tell you 3.
Ooh.
I'll tell you the really quick ones at the beginning. Okay, the very first one was when I was 7 months pregnant, and I turned to the side. I was doing this jumping jack combination in an aqua class, and I turned to face the right, and my left foot went in the pool.
Oh my God.
And I cartwheeled into the pool, 7 months pregnant. Okay, I came up laughing so hard. I could like barely get my breath. My class thought I had hurt myself. And I'm like, no. I'm just laughing so hard. Okay, that was the first one.
That's out of them though.
The second one was when I was teaching a circuit class, And we were doing our high intensity interval for 60 seconds. And there was a clock right behind me up on the wall, and they would watch the clock and like totally ignore my coaching. So I said, all right, I want you to trust me that I'm going to do it for 1 minute. So I'm going to take the clock down. So I took the clock down so they couldn't see it. And then they let me coach them for a minute, and it went really well. And I said, okay, you did so well. I'm going to put the clock back up on the wall. And I went to put the clock back up on the wall, and I missed the nail, and it slid down, and it broke. It was glass at the pool, and it broke, and glass went into the pool. Had to close the pool, had to empty the pool. My class had to stop. Oh, it was terrible. And that was embarrassing. And then my last one. This is my last one. So during this pandemic, I was really missing my interactions with my Water in Motion team members across the world. So I started instituting a little program called 15 Minutes of WIM. And it was just for those instructors that were teaching Water in Motion all over the world. And I would do it in the middle of the day. And I was doing a special class on, I guess, the current release. And we were doing this one thing where we had to suspend. And I said, I'm going to use the stool so that you can really see what it looks like. Well, I went to transition to get on the stool, and it tilted just a little, and I fell. I fell on camera, live on Facebook, and I'm laying there on the floor, laughing so hard. And I just get up and I'm like, see, that's why you practice.
Yes.
Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It happens to us all. We're all human. We're all going to fall off the chair. We're all going to fall into the pool. We're all going to have that moment where we realize there's a slit in the front of our tights. And yeah, that was another one. At least I wasn't teaching that day. I had gone to take a class. But we're all human, and we all have these, like, I'll just call them a bubble, just a little burst. The bubble bursts for just a minute, and then you have to laugh, and it makes you so approachable and accessible to your clients, because then they realize, they're not trying to attain something unreachable, that you're real. You're real, just like them.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of embarrassing things, and I try to laugh at them. I try to laugh.
I have a feeling if you and I were in like a comedian movie, you would be the physical comedy. You'd be falling into the pool. I'd be saying the dumb things that would embarrass me really badly. So what will you be teaching at SCW Live Media?
Okay, so this year, this November, I was only available for 1 day. So I said to them, but I will give you the whole day. And they said, excellent, because we want you to lead the Water in Motion certification. And I said, well, that works out perfectly, because that's my favorite thing to do. So I'll be leading the Water in Motion 8-hour certification on Sunday, November 8th during Mania live streaming.
Excellent. Excellent. So that is Sunday, and it is 8 hours, and it's the certification. And then is it also good for CEUs, or is it only a certification?
It is good for CECs if you need that. Of course, it's a more valuable certification if you are teaching in a licensed program and can really take advantage of the whole program and package and marketing and all that. But it's a great certification because we have a methodology to our teaching that you can apply to anything you teach. It's our Ripple method. It's a very solid structure for becoming the best instructor you can be with whatever tools you have to work with.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. I would love to attend that. I won't be able to because I am teaching on the same day on Sunday. So my workshop is on Sunday as well. But next time, because I want to hear everything about being the best instructor, all this, the solid method about to become the best instructor. We could all continue to learn on that one every single day.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Okay, Connie, so thank you so much for being here. I know everyone really enjoyed it. Everyone is laughing at your story. I'm looking at the comments right now at your stories.
Oh man, I hope nobody goes back and tries to find that live feed of me falling off the stool.
I'm going to add this question in. I think this is a valuable question.
I think it really is. You know, I've never had to be taken away in an ambulance during a class. I can say that.
Positive.
So, and I don't think I've ever said anything that I was really in trouble for, like
That's
out
mine.
loud.
That's mine. I asked somebody when they were due, and she was not pregnant.
Oh no! Yeah, that was bad.
On the microphone with the didn't pull it. I think I had it pulled aside, and then I put it back in my mouth, and I said, "Well, when are
just
you?"
to say that?
She said, "The baby's 4." And then I went to my boss's house, like not even a week later for dinner. And it's a nice little dinner party. And I sit down and I am seated next to that woman. that
of course you were.
On the mic. So see, I told you, you'd be the one falling over and I'd be the one saying really awful, embarrassing things. Okay, Connie. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. I can't wait till we can do it in person soon. Let's hope.
Exactly. That would be wonderful.
You guys.
Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. I appreciate that. You guys, thank you for being here. I'm going to give you three quick announcements. Workshop this weekend on growing your free group. If you are interested in growing your social following without Facebook ads, with just using free methods, I'm teaching a workshop on that this weekend. That's on Saturday, and you can find the information for that at Fit Pros Connect. And then the next thing that is happening in our ecosystem here is SCW Live Media, and that is November 6th to the 8th. And you can register for that at scwfit.com. That's correct, right?
Yep.
Now I'm doubting myself.
SCWfit.com. Yep.
Okay, beautiful. And then November 9th, so right after SCW Fit, we are doing the boot camp again, and that's at fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp. And I would love to have you there. That is where you learn to teach online and take money for it. All right, Connie, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Oh,